almost ready to start. Okay, I think I can go ahead and start the stop the music now, rather. Okay. So yeah, more Curse of Darkness tonight. This is probably the last stream that we're gonna do of this game. I don't know how long it's gonna take. Honestly, no idea. I can't even promise that we're going to beat the extra boss here tonight, because it's a very, very hard boss, and I would be totally fine with just showing both phases and being done with that. So yeah, let me go ahead and pull up the game here. There we go. Make sure the audio's nice and good, good. Go ahead and lower the audio as well. Oh, you did not. I just decided to cancel last night while I worked out Thursday night while I worked out technical problems. That was announced in the Discord, but, you know, not everyone's in the Discord, so. Wait a minute, fuck. Which save file were we? Oh, these are very similar. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it's because they're literally the same save file, huh? Okay, so. We'll be loading this one, because this one has our healing items and such. Now, just to make sure I know where I'm going, I'm going to go ahead and look up the location real quick. Just so I have it on hand. Holy shit, you can steal... Oh, that's right. Yeah, you can steal from this. Let's see. I'm not finding anyone just posting its location anywhere. I mean, I know the map it's on. I guess we'll just have to explore. Chronic Sonicals. That's a good name for it. That might be what I name the streams. But yeah, so about what happened last time. This is the strangest thing I've ever had happen, technical issues-wise. So, what was happening was, while I was getting a completely perfectly fine-looking signal on, like, XSplit's end, and even through Twitch, the output to the television, the output that is, you know, generally considered to be optimal to play from, because there's no delay there, it just wasn't working. It would come back in, and then it'd go back out, and then it'd come back in, and then it'd go back out, and nothing I did, nothing I reset made it work. Oh yeah, Chronicles is definitely non-canon. There's nothing in that game that makes me think it's canon. Anyways, so clearly I have the solution down now. And the solution to this technical problem was so fucking stupid. So, apparently XSplit... Oh, are we dropping frames? No. No, that's just my Twitch loading. That's fine. Oh, no, we dropped some frames. We dropped some frames. Just making sure we're not going to drop any more. It looks like we're back and fine. That's good. Anyways, so, I looked up the current version number of XSplit because I was curious. I updated all of my plugins for XSplit. None of it was off. So I decided, fuck it. I'm just gonna reinstall XSplit and we'll see if that works. And so I uninstalled it and then I downloaded the installer. And then once the installer ran, I noticed, hey, wait a minute. This is a completely different fucking version of XSplit. Did they update the program? And then not? Like, my program just didn't notice? You won't be happy to know that the game's journal, which doubles as a lore book, treats Shadow Game as having happened. Oh. If that's its own canon, you know what? That's the Chronic Sonicals canon now. Right there. Also, I really want to know how the fuck you can treat it as having happened when nothing in that game is canon. Not even to itself. Anyways, we were going to the Garbaldi Temple. Doesn't relate to the Chronic plot, but the journal mentions Black Doom's blood. Oh. Okay, so, somewhere in this map, there is a way to go underneath a wall, and we have to find it. So here we fucking go. Wait a minute. Was I blind and just running forward, or did he show up out of nowhere? Motherfucker. Okay. I hate these thieves. A lot. I only discovered recently they can steal equipment from you. Okay, something tells me this isn't going to be the direction we want to go. Sun tears. The innocence of the shining sun captured into ember will shine brightly for eternity. Okay. I'd say that's a new material, but we can't use it, so. Seems Sega has disowned Chronicles, at least, according to Sonic Twitter, which just called it a GSRPG. We don't talk about it anymore. You see, there's your first problem. Listening to the Twitter. So wait a minute. Is there anywhere else we're missing besides this spot right here? Oh, wait. We're missing some stuff in this area. Let me look up a map. Yeah, that's true. Legally, that game's in a bit of a weird spot. Map. Okay. How do I get to the basement? I'm right there. Okay, so to get there, we have to... Wait a minute. Wait a minute, what? So, wait a minute. That's... God, they don't differentiate between the two spots on this map. Okay. So... How do I get there quickly? I guess I just don't. We have to head backwards? Oh, geez. We have quite a ways to walk. Here we go. New Super Mario Bros. Wii? I sort of liked Mario, New Super Mario Bros. Wii. I don't know. I've never been super into Mario, in general. Like, I liked Galaxy for the most part. Galaxy 2 was okay. I'm not the biggest fan of, like, 64. And all of the 2D ones are just so bland to me that I just don't care. Like, I grew up with, which one was it? The DS one. The original New Super Mario Bros. I grew up with that one. So, like, it's not like I don't have experience with them. It's just like, man, they're very run-of-the-mill platformers. See, part of the reason why I love the Sonic franchise so much, Sega be damned, is because they try something new every time, I feel. Even if it's just something small and stupid, like having a customizable avatar. You know, Forces wasn't good, but it tried something new. The predictability of every Mario game is just not something I like. Slightly weird physics. I'm used to more momentum in my platform characters. Mario always throws me off, no matter which game he's in. It's not to say that he doesn't have momentum, because he has plenty of it in certain games. It's just, my god, sometimes they just forget. Looking at you, 3D Land. Forgot how good the music was for the Garibaldi Temple, like... That's true. Yeah, the final boss was neat. Too bad they've used it a bunch. Legitimately, if Mario just dropped Bowser, the series would improve. As much as Bowser is neat, you know, have him be secondary. Occasionally. I really like the RPG series because they do that all the time. Used to do that all the time. I don't know if they still do because, you know, everything about the Mario RPG series kind of sucks now. Like Paper Mario, dead. The actual Mario RPG series I don't think is still around. Yeah. Nowadays they literally don't want to tell stories. Need to go to the right up here. I'm gonna access this spot real quick just so that we have it on the map. Bothers me that that's just like the smallest hole being left. I was playing through Super Mario RPG. I got super sidetracked and just kind of stopped. Alright, so here we have to switch to Knuckles. skip past the Barons, because they are annoying and we don't like them. Hey, what the fuck is that? Please tell me we get to sit in it. Please tell me we get to sit in it. Take that Knight's Vein. Oh, it looks like we get to sit in it. Die, please. Why are there so many of these? Wait a minute. What? Okay. It may look like a family attraction, but its sickening spitting is not for the faint-hearted. Holy shit. I can't... Oh. Wait a minute, I got it to spin somehow. I got it to turn. You guys saw it spin, right? Oh. You have to spin the control stick. And people don't like this game. Alright, down the hallway. I don't need to fight the dead barons. Yeah, honestly. The game lets you spin in a teacup. Ether, said to make up a large part of the universe. Alright, we have some of those already. We don't need to worry about it. Alright, here we go. So, keep in mind, I want you to watch the level of the enemies as we move on. And again, I do not plan on beating this enemy, or this boss down here. If I wanted to do that, we would have grinded up to, well, pretty damn close to level cap, I'm gonna be honest. So that we could have gotten proper equipment for him. Alright. Red Skeletons, level 75. Gonna set Knuckles to guard so he doesn't take too much damage on the way down. We've got a save point right down here, which may be where we abandon Hector in the near future. Just saying. Technically speaking, the boss is listed as being at level 52, I'm pretty sure. So we should be able to at least scratch him. But, you know, no promises. Here we go. Making his first 3D appearance, it's Legion. Legion has these disgusting small things that follow you around. We're gonna leave those to Knuckles for the time being. This boss... They had quite the task ahead of them adapting it into 3D. And they knocked it out of the fucking park. Okay, good. We can deal a ton of damage to it. Oh, okay. Well, we're walking back up. The hard thing, the thing that makes this boss so difficult is getting swarmed by these little motherfuckers. Yeah, they do that. Oh, fuck. We really don't want to get caught by them. Okay. Half of the health bar. Now I know what you're thinking. Hey, what the heck? This seems kinda easy. Just dodge the vomit dudes. And hit the big flesh ball. Where's the difficulty? And to that I say, just wait. Okay. Gonna switch to Sunny real quick. Alright, Sunny. Hit him with that blizzard shot. Okay, that's not doing any damage. Oh, shit! Oh my god. Gotta, oh god, peel him like a fucking orange. Oh, and there goes Sunny. Haha, in 2 hits. Okay, we have one more section to knock off of him, and then he should be dead. Does he have another section? Or do I just have to smack the ball? I have to smack the ball. Alright, here we go. Oh, fuck. Forgot that it, like, actually deals damage when it drops. We're gonna use the pork bowl. And a couple of the potions, just so we're set for the second half. Here we go. This is the reason this is a super boss. Alright, here we go. Nucleus, level 53. You do not want to make contact with him. Maybe ever. Get him, Star Platinum. Oh, shit. Okay. Is he targeting Star Platinum with that? No, he's targeting me. Alright, we got a fourth of his health bar down now. God, he's just so tanky. If you're curious about this guy's, like, elemental affinities, it is overwhelmingly light-based. So, oddly enough, it is one of the few times in the entirety of the Castlevania series where light-based, or dark-based attacks are actually going to be really useful. I think I'm gonna equip maybe a stronger weapon. Let's see. I kind of doubt the Dragon Killer is going to do much, but we can try it. Especially with how, like, fast this guy is. Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot. What is he doing? Oh, God! God, one smack and he just fucking floored Star Platinum there. Oh God, it's the laser. Fuck. We got the health bar halfway. I am terrified of what it is currently doing. Okay. Oh my God. What the fuck is this? We're healing. Okay. Oh, thank God it's not permanent. Wait a minute. No, I kind of want it to be permanent. He's harder to avoid like this. Please grow again, Mr. Monster Man. Is that what he's over here to do? No? No, he's just gonna shoot his fucking laser. Send Star Platinum in to take the heat off me here. Okay. Oh, we got him! Oh my god! We got him! Well, that was cool as fuck. Is there nothing else here? Uh... Well... I gotta say, I'm slightly disappointed in its difficulty, because I remember I had a really, really tough time with him. I did indeed defeat the Man of Light. Now we just stand here forever. It's fine. We're gonna leave Hector to lounge here on his chair and think about all he's accomplished for the rest of time, because he will never play as him again. This is really his last appearance. He just retires and fucks Isaac's sister until the end of time. Or, you know, whenever he dies. Is there a way to get out to the title screen from here? Other than dying? No. So, next up, time to show off Trevor mode. We're just gonna do a quick reset. You know, kinda sad. This is probably the last game I'll ever stream from my Xbox. At least any time in the near future. Damn. Oh well. My controller... Oh, no, don't continue. My controller for this thing isn't the best. So, to play as Trevor... Let me look up the exact name they want. I'm pretty sure it's all caps. Yeah, it's all caps. Alright, so this is Trevor Belmont. He has, of course, whip combos. He does not have access to basically any form of menu. He has different whip types, much like Leon did. And he starts, like, quite literally in the exact same position that Hector did, and goes through, like, the same maps and everything. He doesn't have any story, sadly. But we can dick around with him for a little bit. He doesn't have levels, I don't think. I'm pretty sure everything that he does is based on finding equipment and finding HP ups and attack ups and different whips. Basically, he's much more exploration-based than Hector was. Whereas Hector could finish the game and the extra boss just fine without a lot of his upgrades. Trevor will struggle. Here's the sub-weapons. Pretty much standard for 3D Castlevania, I'd say. I think that's basically everything here. We don't really have a whole lot to show with him because, much like the other characters, he's just a one-off, like, oh yeah, look at that, I can play through the game again with this guy. Falls into the same category as Richter and Maria and fucking whatever that guy's name is. What is his name? The guy from Lament of Innocence. Joachim or something like that? The Dark Palace of Waterfalls boss. That guy. Well, what do you say we finally move on from Curse of Darkness? We've been playing this one for how long, exactly? Give me a moment to check this, actually. I'm curious. We've been playing Curse of Darkness for 7 parts now. And this would be part 8 if it weren't, you know, only 40 minutes of Curse of Darkness content. Less than 40 minutes, basically. Let's be honest. I did show what I wanted to show, so that was good. But I'd say it's time we leave Hector and Trevor behind and move on to the next game in the series. Which, I mean, is kind of the one that everyone cites as being the actual best one. So, let's go ahead and change that to Aria of Sorrow. And we're gonna switch to Aria here. There we go. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it back to, there we go, the starting screen, and I'm gonna play some music, and I'm going to go ahead and set up my Wii U, and I will be right back. Alright. Okay. Well, I'd say it's time to start some Aria of Sorrow. Finally. Oh, that's not what I meant to open. There it is. Finally. Now, a bit of a primer on this one. Like I said before, this one is generally considered to be the best game in the series. Like, hands fucking down. Everyone seems to say this one is, like, god tier and the best one and, like, without a doubt, one of the best Castlevanias ever made. And for once, I'm not going to go against the popular opinion. I actually really fucking love this game. So much that it's one of the few games, like, Metroidvanias I've ever 100%ed the map on. I didn't 100% this game, and for reasons we'll get into, I won't be doing that on stream. Oh, look, there's that map. Hold on, let me safely navigate our way out of this old save file that the Wii U appears to want us to play on. For whatever fucking reason. Okay, I think it wants me to fucking use my gamepad. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Give me a moment. I'm gonna have to go dig up my fucking gamepad, wherever it ended up, and plug it in to change the controls around so that I can open the fucking Virtual Console menu. Thank you, Wii U. Very good console, Nintendo. Hold on. Okay, I'm into the Virtual Console menu now. Finally. Hold on. There we go. Okay. There. So, I had to dig through a couple of drawers, and I still couldn't find where my Wii U gamepad charger ended up. I'm certain it's somewhere, but I don't want to go searching for it right now. So, what we're going to end up doing here is we're going to change that to the Virtual Console menu. And that way, I ditch this shitty classic controller and plug in my SNES controller. It should work. Yep, there we go. Okay. Finally. I really don't have anything to say to preface this anymore. Let's just dive in here. We're gonna play on normal, and our name will be Soma. The year is 2035, Japan. Crowds of spectators are gathering around in anticipation of the first full solar eclipse of the 21st century. My name is Soma Cruz, and I am a high school exchange student studying abroad in Japan. I live near the Hakuba Shrine, an ancient shrine with strong ties to Japanese mythology. Mina Hakuba, the only daughter of the shrine's caretaker, is both my classmate and childhood friend. I started making my way to the shrine to see the solar eclipse with Mina, but for some strange reason the stairway leading up to the shrine felt longer than usual, as if something was trying to keep us from our destination. When I finally managed to get through the shrine gate, and my senses began to dim, the pitch-black sun is holding chaotic darkness together, trying to rouse a sleeping soul, as if looking for its other half. I couldn't read towards the end there because white text floated over the white moon. Thanks, Aria. This game, its plot is admittedly kind of out there. Hey, looks like he's coming too. Where am I? Whoa, what happened? So you've decided to join us. Did you have a pleasant nap? Who the heck are you? Man, keeping it E10 in here, huh, Soma? Oh, I'm sorry, E. Shadow can say hell. So, you know, he's E10. It's okay. Soma, his name is Genya Arikado. Skip the introductions. I have a few questions, and I need answers now. Go ahead. Why have you come here? Why? Well, Mina and I... Hang on. Where are we? We're in Dracula's castle. Oh, yeah, duh. Come on, Soma. Huh? Dracula's castle? Are you telling me we are in Europe? No. We are inside the solar eclipse. What is this fucking game? Inside the eclipse? You're insane. Do you think I'm a fool? Soma, listen to him. He's telling you the truth. What the heck are you talking about? Give me an explanation. Well, it's like this. Huh? An enemy. Oh, yeah, duh. Of course. Damn, protect the girl. Go back where you came. What is that thing? So it has awakened. What? What has? The spirit of the creature you killed has just entered your body. You have the power to absorb abilities of monsters you kill. But why do I have that power? You gained the power. Now you must go to the Master's Chamber. Okay. For what reason? Do you not wish to return with your friend to your own world? Of course I want to go back. Go to the Master's Chamber then. You will understand everything. But I can't just leave Mina here like this. No need to worry about her. I'll put up a protective barrier. But death will most certainly find those who stay here too long. Then I... Yes, only you can save her from a painful death. Or, you know, you could help Genya. You know, that's also a possibility. You could just not be useless. And you, what will you do? I too have things I must do within these castle walls. Go, set forth. Both your own life and hers are at stake. And that's our plot setup. To summarize, we're in a solar eclipse. We can absorb enemy souls. Girl. I think that's everything. Alright, now, we gotta talk about souls. That is the central gimmick of this game. They come in 3 types. The current type we have is a bullet type soul. It allows us to hit up and attack. And at this point in time, we throw a spear. Just a fair warning, we are going to suck for a decent chunk of the beginning of this playthrough. Soma is a character that gets really versatile later on in the game, and that's basically his thing. Oh, we got a drop. That's good. Oh yes, and there is money in this game, so you know, this is a much better game already than Circle of the Moon, because we actually can buy healing items. Damn, I was kind of hoping we'd get a soul drop, but I guess not. See, now we get a short sword. Finally, we can actually attack. Ooh, bat. So that's how getting enemies works. It's tied to your luck stat. Oddly enough, like entirely tied to your luck stat. And if we go... Is it... Yeah, it's in here. I believe we can see if we have enemy souls or not. So, like, we do not have zombie souls, but we do have the soul of... Oh, I guess it didn't count the winged skeleton. Yeah, there's 112 different enemies in this game. We will not be grinding out their souls. I'm just gonna say that right away. Gravekeeper, backdash by pressing L. That is an ability soul. Those work much like the relics did in Symphony. Oh, and of course we can view the map by hitting select, like normal. Heading down this way will reveal what the save rooms in this game look like. And first off, can I just say, holy shit, this game's soundtrack. How is this game a Game Boy Advance game? We can equip our cape here. Damn, the Bat Soul kinda sucks, I'm gonna be honest. Sadly, much like every Castlevania game, like, after Symphony, except for, like, 1, the backdash is severely nerfed in this game. It's no longer the fastest way to get around. Oh, we are not fighting a boss just yet. We're exploring this room. Now, we can't actually go much farther than this. Okay, archer souls are, or archer skeletons are annoying as fuck. Noted. I guess it's time for the first boss already. Ah, yes. This one. How much does our bat soul do? 20 damage, that's respectable. Oh, fuck. Alright. He's dead. Now, if we go to the enemy list here... Where is he? Yeah, Creaking Skull. You'll notice he has a soul check mark. We could grind out and get his soul. We would just have to reset in between every attempt. However, it would not go well. I'm just gonna say that right now. I don't know if there are more of these later in the game. I know what his soul does, and it's a type of soul that we haven't seen yet, so I'm going to leave the explanation for that till later. Oh, by the way, here's the first castle map. Kind of reveals a lot. Alright, let's go down for now. We can take a look at what's down there. I don't know how many streams this one's gonna take. My current best guess is probably like 4. So keep that in mind as we move forward here. Ooh, if we could get that. No soul for us. Got it. We got a level up, but no soul. Well, we can't do anything about that yet. Flying armor. Falling speed slows down and jump distance increases. So, that kind of soul is interesting. This is a... what are these called? I know it's bullet type, and... I don't know what this one is, actually. I know that the sequel gives these, like, really solidified names, but you activate these by hitting the R button. Some of them stay activated until you hit it again. Sometimes you have to hold it down. They're typically, like, utility skills. Things like maybe it'll summon an arm that'll deal extra damage. That's what the boss drop does. Or this guy, which lets us slow our fall so that we can make longer jumps. And now, one major thing... oh, shit. Okay, that thing died really quick. One major thing that this game introduced that really fixed a problem that they had hit in the past. So, remember in Harmony of Dissonance, when all those boss fights just felt completely worthless, and there was no reason to look forward to doing them? Yeah, well, now you can get soul drops from them. So, you know, that's a good thing. Alright, we got Zombie Soldier here. Now, the Zombie Soldier is actually very interesting. You'll notice that we can read these little descriptions about these enemies. An animated corpse of a soldier who marched to his death 36 years ago. This is our first hint, technically second hint, that something major has happened in recent years. And use that to grab that leather chest plate. Can we get across here yet? No, not yet. Now, I have quite the history with this game. Not this one in particular, but the sequel, Dawn of Sorrow. That one was my first, like, Metroidvania. Other than, like, I think I owned Metroid Zero Mission as a kid, but I never finished it. So, you know, the whole Soul system is one that, like, feels right at home in Metroidvanias for me. And, of course, if you have ever played Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night, Koji Igarashi's successor to Castlevania, that he developed on his own, without the help from Konami, you'd know that you'd probably think that the Soul system seems kind of familiar. And that'd be because it is. Incredibly familiar. Because it is quite literally the exact same system as the Shard system from that game. Come on. Oh, okay. I just barely smack my shins on that. Let's see. We should be coming up on either another boss or another area here soon. What time is it? Oh, yeah. It's 11:07. I don't know, my estimate might be wrong for this game. Oh. Oh, no. That door opened? I wonder if the Peeper Eye can come inside. Doesn't look like it can. Okay. Let's head forward. I really want these zombies to drop their soul, because they drop an amazing one. I know they might not look it, but these things are broken beyond belief. No, not gonna drop your soul? Come on, give me your soul, please. I ask nicely. I love the little details in the background, like the window opening itself. Or the fact that these pillars, like some of them just have like chunks ripped out of them. It all goes a long way to really build up this setting as something like, you know, more than your average GBA game setting, that's for fucking sure. We're gonna head off to the right here. Well, that's an interesting spot for a sword. Not sure how we're gonna get that. Okay. Dropping down here. Let's head off to the left. More likely to have something interesting down here. I don't understand what the purpose of the water in this room is. I'll take the 500 bucks. That's, really good. Okay, and... I guess off to the right some more? Oh, boy. Oh? Hello there. Hello. You're human, aren't you? Relax. My name is Graham. Let's just say I'm a missionary. Oh, I'm Soma. Soma Cruz. You weren't here in this shrine before, were you? How did you get here? I'm not sure. I went through the shrine gate, and boom, I was here. I see. Can I ask you a question? Go ahead, I don't mind. Is it true that this is Dracula's castle? It most certainly is. But isn't Dracula's castle in Europe somewhere? In theory, yes, but his true castle exists somewhere else. His true castle? Yes, it's a well-known fact that, in the underworld. Do you believe in vampires? Well, no. I thought the story of Dracula was made up, actually. No, it's all true. It was leaked to the outside world. Usually, the church handles these things with utmost secrecy. Over the course of time, Dracula has resurrected many times. When people lost faith and craved chaos and destruction. So, are you trying to tell me now that Dracula has been resurrected? No. Dracula perished in 1999. You know of the prophecy of 1999, don't you? Nostradamus' great prophecy? That's right. Dracula was resurrected exactly as he predicted, but vampire hunters destroyed him completely. They ended his regeneration cycle by sealing his castle, the symbol of his demonic power, inside of the darkness of an eclipse. And that eclipse is where we are now? Yes, but there's still more to the story. There's more? In the year 2035, a new master will come to the castle, and he will inherit all of Dracula's powers. But that's... Yes, that time is now. I better get going. Is that all, then? Oh, yes, thank you. Farewell, and be careful. Yes, you too. Well, that certainly both answered a handful of questions and raised so many more. And of course, we're finally getting teased for what is quite possibly the biggest lore event in the entirety of the Castlevania canon. You see, this is 2035. 1999 was 36 years ago. That Skeleton Soldier's text said, you know, died 36 years ago. It's not entirely unreasonable to assume that he died while fighting Dracula. I believe the area we're in now is called the Chapel. Oh, and these are the bone pillars in this game. And by bone pillar, I of course mean meat wall. Let's see. Okay, okay. Guess those aren't solid. Oh! $100. I'll take it. Oh, but these ones, these are solid. Got it. Wait, how am I supposed to tell? There we go. Okay, these ghosts are starting to get just a little bit obnoxious. Mind up, that restores our green bar there, which I don't think I've talked about yet. Using our spirits costs that green bar known as mind. Mind power, MP, however you want to call it. I try so hard to avoid these guys, and yet I always smack right fucking into them. Well, time to drop back down, I guess. Oh! Well, I highly recommend watching the upload of the stream later then. I'll try to have it up fairly quickly. No promises though, because that's all subject to the Wi-Fi. Because this game is very important lore-wise. But to give a brief description, I guess, castle inside of solar eclipse? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Dracula completely eliminated in the year 1999. It's currently 2035. And anything else super important? Oh yeah, supposedly there's going to be a new master for the castle. Save point? Save point. I'll take it. Yeah, basically. The main character was just admiring the solar eclipse. And... oh, look, we got our first repeat soul. I forget what the purpose of repeat souls is. I think they ever so slightly power up a soul. but I don't think it's really super necessary. Or am I might be thinking of Bloodstained there. Oh yeah, that is Une. Or Corpseweed, if we're being honest with our names. Every time I read your name, I think I'm reading Tracy McGrady. Okay. If that's what you want to call me. Okay. I'm gonna navigate away from that spot. Okay, let's not die here. Oh, look at that. Potions in a GBA game that aren't trash. We do not deal much damage to him. I forget where the shop is. I think it's right at the start in this game, but we have to get a certain distance in the game to be able to access it. Like, the NPC just isn't there yet. I'm gonna switch to probably a better soul for this, Winged Skeleton. Whew. How much HP do I have? 95? I can withstand like one more hit, so I'm gonna use that last potion. There he goes. I'll take that orb. Rock armor's here. I would love to get their soul. Nope. See, the thing about this game is that really, like, is incredible. It does a lot for the Castlevania side of the Metroidvania formula. It turns enemy encounters from, oh no, to, ooh, maybe I can get that. Yes, there is a guy named Genya Arikado, not Genki. I should say, leave the chat spoiler-free, just in case anyone who has not played this game before, so they can experience the story. As janky and kind of funny, weird as this story is, I still think it's one that's worth experiencing. Zombie officer? Okay, he's getting a little close. Is he gonna be chasing me down there? There he is. Oh, okay, I guess we're leaving now. Alright, here we go. Area 3. And we're only like 20 minutes into the game. This is surprising. I mean, it helps that I've played this one a couple of times before. Alright, that enemy's name is Durga. I have indeed watched the Netflix show. I watched the first 2 seasons, and I did not like it. That is something that I went on about quite a bit already. Because to me, that wasn't Castlevania. It had Castlevania names. It did not have anything else. Oh, hey, we have someone who agrees! Yes. Down with Netflix. I do get asked that a lot, though. Both in real life and on stream. Do not like it. Oh, okay. Well. Guess we get to head down from here. There's the winged skeleton from the intro. Oh, shit! It's Kinky Frankenstein. Forgot about him. Sex and the City, Transylvania. That is a really good way to describe it, actually. By the way, in case you haven't noticed, Soma gets ridiculously strong depending on the weapon he has equipped, entirely because they programmed a ton of different playstyles into this game. People probably don't have interest in the game's lore because of the anime's lore. Yeah, that is, like, actually kind of true. Because I've had multiple people ask me about the games because they knew I was, like, I've been into these since, like, 2015. Like, hardcore into Castlevania. I fucking love these games. And... oh my god, people have been asking me, hey, what can you tell me about the video games? I'm curious. And I was always really happy, and then once I started talking, everyone lost interest because, oh, that's not like the Netflix show, though. What about, like, what about Hector? Where's he? What about the first Dracula War with Castlevania? And then I explained, oh, that's just the NES game. Oh, it went through, don't worry. Hated that they implanted nowadays characteristics into my game franchise. Honestly, it feels like a fucking, like, CW show. Oh, fuck. Okay, stone is really easy to break out of in this game. Oh yeah, I get that. I get that. My Wi-Fi does that too, randomly. It even happens during streams sometimes. It's fun. You know, it's weird. Castlevania has never been a series with too much, like, actual sexual content in it. It's kind of odd, actually, because they have several character designs that they could totally market like that, you know? They have the Succubus, and they have Carmilla, and they have, like, what? Who else? And yet they've only ever really cashed in on that one time, and that was during a really shitty fighting game that sold really poorly. Yeah, no, it really is just mainstreamed now, though. No interesting lore that's built up over several, like, narratives that all sort of relatively tie into each other. No learning about this, like, benevolent antagonist that only ever shows up for a little bit each game. So learning something new about him is like a treat. No, that's just gone now. Hey, you're Soma, aren't you? You must be him. Yes, but who are you? Oh, forgive me. I'm Yoko Belnade. Belnadus? I'm gonna say Belnadus. I've always said it Belnades, but, like, that's wrong. I'm a member of the church. How could a member of the church recognize me? You've met Genya Arikado, right? Gee, guys, don't make it too obvious. Fuck's sake. I did meet him, but he told me about you and asked me to help you if you were in trouble. Arikado said that? That's hard to believe. Well, he may seem cold at first, but he's actually quite a decent guy. He may be looking out for you because you share the same dark powers. Wait, did you say my powers are dark? Oh, you mean you didn't know that? She's just like, oh fuck, oh god, I shouldn't have said that. Oh no, did I say something? Well, what's said is said. Essentially, you have the power to rule over and command monsters. Rule over monsters? I have no desire to do that. It comes as naturally as breathing for you, so you may not realize it yet. And though I called it a dark power, that doesn't mean it's evil. It's like a weapon. Its user decides whether to use it for good or evil. Well, when you put it that way, I feel a little better. Kinda spoiled 20% of the plot by accident. Since I got this power, I've began to lose my sense of self. You are yourself. There's no one else you could be. Don't second guess yourself. Be confident. That's most important. I think I understand now. Thanks, Yoko. I'm not used to being thanked by people. Oh, I forgot to ask you. Have you seen a man named Graham? Graham? Yes, I met him earlier. Be wary of that man. I believe that he will inherit Dracula's powers. No way, he didn't look like a bad guy. Right, and I've got a bridge to sell you. Is that a real phrase? Don't be fooled by his appearance. He's not who you think he is. Alright? Well, I must be going. I've got to find Graham. See you around. Graham's in the other direction. Okay. Japanese anime studios have totally handled the show differently. More serious, more dark. Yeah, I agree. That show should have been handled by, like, fucking, like, Studio Bones or Madhouse or something. And I like how people like to use the idea that, Igarashi, like, gave his advice during the writing process to be like, oh yeah, see? See? Igarashi had a hand in it. You should like it. And meanwhile, I'm like, okay. You know what else Igarashi gave his consent to and advice? Oh, look. That door is pretty neat. I like it. I hate that they made an effort to throw vampire generals under your nose just to keep... just to see them getting killed in one strike. Oh my god, right? You know what? Using absolutely zero evidence or reasonable doubt, I declare Yoko the villain and will crusade to kill her. Oh my god. However, that last name should be familiar to you. Oh yeah! They must have bribed Konami to do the show. I think Konami handed it off... Like, Konami doesn't care about Castlevania. So they just handed it off to them with the expectation of making money. And what do you know, they did. They turned it into a marketing, like, fucking... What's the word for it? Like a cash cow that's been so goddamn mainstreamed that it's not fun. Great armor! Doesn't seem all too special. Now this one can be a little tricky. So I'm gonna be a little cautious about it. let's hope we get its soul, because I'm pretty sure this has the third type of soul, and we still do not have them. However, it's not like we miss out on anything if we don't get it, because I'm pretty sure this boss is one of the ones that shows up later as a normal enemy, blocking off entire corridors and being generally very obnoxious. There we go. How could you use Bloody Tears as a boss fight theme that lasts for, like, seconds? That's during the fight that happens, like, randomly in the middle of the countryside, right? Symphony of the Night on Saturn has that exact issue. Bloody Tears rock remix for a very short fight. Oh, finally! Finally! Him! Oh, what's a child like yourself doing in a place like this? A child? You're rude, Grandpa. Oh, my apologies. My name's Hammer. The army ordered me to come here. Hammer, I want you to go into that fucking eclipse, and I don't want you to come back until you have Dracula's head in your teeth. Hi, I'm Soma. Thought I was inspecting a shrine, but suddenly I was in a castle. Bloody Tears is the theme when you step out of the city into the woods to kill some werewolves. Well, yes, that's where it's used in the games. Yeah, maybe there are some spiders, too. Don't you think that's a mean thing to do to a guy? So I just bailed on my mission. What do you mean? There were a bunch of strange people gathered at the shrine. I thought they'd be good customers, so I opened up shop. Ah, good for you. There are weapons all over this castle, and no monsters at the front gate. Good place for a shop. Come on by. I'll give you a good deal. See you around. Bye, Hammer. A shop, huh? I don't get it. And there we go. We have a double jump now. Honestly, I think Bloody Tears makes a good stage theme, as we saw in Castlevania 4, but it doesn't make the best boss theme, in my opinion. Castlevania has very specific feeling boss themes most of the time. Honestly, like, I'm kind of disappointed by this game's boss theme. It's not one of the better ones. Then again, we haven't had, like, a standout regular boss theme since, like, the NES games, so, you know. Seeing as you're suffering fatal wounds from monsters, I'll give you a discount. Let's go ahead and hit that save point. Castlevania 2 doesn't have a boss theme outside of the final boss. Castlevania 2 barely has a boss fight. I was going to say outside of the final boss, but, like, not even fucking then. What a horrible show to have a Castlevania on. That show is Castlevania in name alone, in my opinion. In all other names, it is, as far as I'm fucking concerned, a CW show, like fucking Supernatural or, fucking, what's other garbage? That really bad show, Riverdale, that's the one. That's written like a fucking boardroom was trying to write teenagers desperately. Vasselcania. Oh yeah, and I have to mention how they fucking butchered the characters they did use. Because Trevor is displayed as this fucking drunkard, loser idiot with no sense of, like, justice, and he accidents his way into victory in most fights, and he's just all around portrayed as kind of a shitbag. when that's not Trevor's personality at all. We'll see Trevor later in a later game. Like, we'll actually see him. I mean, from what we saw from Curse of Darkness, he's a very valiant person. And he basically goes after Dracula because he views it as his duty. Yeah, no, he's a drunk dude at the beginning. The first time we see Trevor, he's trying to get a drink at a bar and someone tries to beat him up because he's a Belmont. And he's, mind you, he is already drunk at this moment in time. So, it's just a really insulting portrayal of his character. And then there's Sypha. Poor Sypha. Sypha, in the games, is portrayed as someone who disguises herself as a man, for the most part. We can assume. Castlevania 3 set off to face Dracula, believing he'd probably be alone his entire journey. Exactly. Heart Pendant. That increases luck by 1. That's worth it if we can get more souls. But yeah, Sypha, like, the way we see her in Castlevania 1, she's like... Nightmare begins. What a horrible show to have a Castlevania on. The nightmare finally ended. The morning sun has vanquished the horrible Netflix show. So, Sypha, we see her as like, oh, she disguises herself as a man to join the troupe, and she has like this sort of ancestral hatred towards Dracula and vampires, and that's really all we know about her, and the way they did her in the show was very strange, and I didn't like it. Broadsword? We'll try it. Guess we just have to work our way out of here. Okay, the broadsword's really good. Like, she's very much so... And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this, but she was very much so changed to a girl power empowerment, like, character, right? When in actuality, she's more of a Mulan type. And I don't know, just the fact that they changed that completely. Oh yes, and they are always fucking fighting. Fucking always. Record of Lodos War? I've never actually seen it. I know about it. I own the Dreamcast game. I have never seen the show, but I own the Dreamcast game. Go fucking figure, right? And apparently it's not a cheap Dreamcast game either. But anyways, then there's Alucard, who, in the games, Alucard is always portrayed as someone who sort of believes he's above a lot of what's happening, but for the most part, he has a sense of duty to stop his father, and to allow his mother to rest in peace. And he just, in the show, he never stops bickering with Trevor. That is his whole character, is fighting with Trevor. And the worst part is, they don't even use his fucking Castlevania 3 design. They use his Symphony design. Which, if you are at all knowledgeable about the lore of the series, the older vampires appear, so essentially the more white their hair is, the more powerful they are. That's just sort of a general rule of thumb for vampires here. And Alucard is, of course, no exception, with him being very weak in Castlevania 3, but he appears with dark hair, and him being incredibly powerful in Symphony of the Night with pure white hair. And the same is, like, fucking viewable on Dracula at times, with his strongest appearance being Symphony of the Night, where he is a decrepit old man with demon-like, god powers, and a fucking throne that he floats around in. And, I don't know, it just bothers me that that is not an element in this show. At all. Alucard is not supposed to be powerful outside of Symphony. Symphony is him mustering up all of his strength to take down, like, Dracula's castle, because there is no Belmont to do it. Yeah, pretty sexy Alucard. We don't even see how they fuck up Grant since the lead writer, I think it was the lead writer, just like the character, didn't see reason to include him. Yeah, you know, definitely, that group definitely didn't need a member that sympathized with Trevor. Oh, no way. Balancing your cast? Never. Like, it just really bothers me that that whole ooh, we got the skeleton soul. Alright, that's really good. Oh, it doesn't go as far as I thought. I should look into Record of Low Dust 4. Currently, I'm investing my time watching Hunter x Hunter, so I'll get there when I get there. No promises, though. Grant would take away from Alucard's pecs. Oh, you're right. We can't have anyone taking the spotlight from perfect Alucard. Wait, what did we just pick up? Silk Robe? Good int, not good defense. I'm gonna stick with what I have. Oh, hey, Ghost Dancers! Okay, we can't quite get up there yet. Anti-venom, I'll take it. Poison isn't super obnoxious in this game, but, you know, if we're, like, really close to dying because of it, then that'll come in handy, I guess. It's not like the 3D games where you have to have it. Oh, and we get a warp room, and finally we can teleport between them. Another great scene was the phenomenal teleportation of the castle, just to teleport it back the next episode, yeah. And if we go down here... Come on, zombies, I want your soul. Give me your broken fucking soul, please. I really want to show what it does. Come on. Soul me. Jesus, the drop rate is really low. Anyways, here's Hammer. Howdy there, you came! Is this where you've opened your shop? Yes, it is. By the way, that cute young lady over there, she's staring at you. Is she your friend? Yeah? Whoa, I had no idea you were so popular with the ladies. Hey, it's not like that. Don't be shy now, you hear? It's good to be young. It's a good thing. Alrighty, back to business. Take a look around, friend. Hammer is always there in the corner, giving us that fucking face. Never change, Hammer. Never change. Well, we're gonna buy the castle map and a few potions. Gladius, ancient Roman sword. Slight increase to attack. Ooh, katana. We don't have enough for it. Can sell our knife and our short sword. We have the broadsword equipped, I'm pretty sure. Can sell that. There, we should have enough for the katana now. I always thought at least have one role player within the staff, but no, they need... Wait. They had to make a no-brainer jump and then run the anime. Okay, let's see what the katana does. No, I don't care. Leave me alone, Hammer. Alright, yeah, that was a good purchase. Welcome back, Soma. Hey! What? That man over there. Who? You mean Hammer? His name's Hammer, huh? Don't you think he's a little scary? No, I think he's a decent guy. But look at all those weapons he has over there. He told me he was opening up his own shop. Here? He's opening a shop in this castle? He's weird. Yeah, it's pretty strange. But if you say that he's a good guy, I'll believe you. She has Japanese voice lines, which I think are kind of weird. Probably didn't feel the need to translate it. I'll take that lucky charm. It's dead before even born. Yes. That anime is, like, ugh. I do not like it at all. I think, at best, the Castlevania anime is a, like, mediocre CW show, and at worst, it's an insult to the legacy of the series is based on. Wait, Alucard, did you see that? A diagonal castle. Trevor, you fool, it's clearly a diagonal fortress. Oh my god, okay, wait a minute, Robert. Oh my god, I need to read out this whole thing. Wait, Alucard, do you see that? A diagonal castle. Trevor, you fool, it's clearly a diagonal fortress. Seemingly not owned by my father. They're the same thing. If they were the same thing, I would be wrong. And I am Alucard, so no. This is dialogue that could have absolutely been fucking ripped from the show. That is how bad the dialogue between Trevor and Alucard is. It's that awful. Like, this was not a serious attempt to adapt Castlevania into an anime, I am convinced. There was no way they were seriously, like, going after that. I have 20 luck now, guys. Give me your soul. We will need this soul later. Maybe you did write it. You ghost wrote the whole script. Although that can't possibly be true. You would have included Grant. Give me your souls! What do I have to do? Beg? Please, Mr. Zombie Man, give me your soul. Please? Alright, I give up. I would absolutely voice act Grant in the series if they asked me. Only Grant. Because that proves to me they're trying to make things right. Oh, and the character I didn't even fucking mention. Dracula. Oh my god, what did they do to Dracula? Like... oh... It's on the same level as the Street Fighter movie. I've seen that movie, like most of it. Yes. This is accurate. How do I get there? Okay, I guess I'll take the Kestis. I should state to anyone who intends on playing this, do not use the Kestis. It is bad. It has really bad range, and enemies that deal status conditions to you will just ruin your fucking life. And Grant Dynasty, where are you? Solo speedrun? Grant Dynasty was replaced by Symphony Alucard. It's really a shame, like, because Grant has such an interesting character to explore. Seeing as after the events of Castlevania 3, Grant dies alone, bitter and angry at Trevor for Trevor marrying Sypha at the end, when he was in love with Sypha. However, he still decided to work to make the countryside a better place by helping to rebuild villages and such. Oh, yes, Trevor Dynasty, who runs around jumping with acrobats. Thank you, Watch Mojo. Oh, and who can forget Grant Belmont with his whip? I think Konami should release an anime by their own just to say fuck you. I think Konami should sell Castlevania. Sell it to fucking, like, Capcom or someone. Maybe not Capcom. They're better, but they're not good. Let's see if we can go over this way yet. I doubt we can. Oh, yeah, we can't do anything here yet. It is not even worth our time exploring this. I say we spend the last 4 minutes, instead of rushing off and going somewhere, standing here and killing zombies. Honestly, if they were going to adapt a Castlevania game to a Netflix show, this is the one to do it with. Being honest. It has actual characters with, like, a real villain that doesn't just show up right at the end. Like, a villain showing up right at the end works really well for a video game, because it's something that, like, the player themselves is building up to as opposed to the story. But, like, hence, you know, some of the best battles in the Final Fantasy series are the final boss fights that don't even have any plot relevance. Netflix Sexavania. There it is! Oh, this is not the one I was thinking of. It must be a later variant. Anyways, this is the third type of soul, the Guardian type. This one is a passive ability that's just active all the time. It doesn't consume MP. This one is, you know, becoming stronger when poisoned, so we officially have no use for anti-venom. We're pretty much set up pretty well. I'm going to end off just a little bit early tonight, just so that we can not have to cut something short later, you know, or go too far over. So here we go. We're just gonna boop and boop and boop. There we go. Rodavania. Bad name. I mean, it's a bad series, though, let's be honest. I'm curious. What happens if I just search Netflix Castlevania bad? Oh my god. Holy shit, the new Castlevania show is awful. It's an article for a website called Geek Melee. Is this a WordPress blog? I think it's a WordPress blog. Is it still going? No. Ended in 2018, it looks like. I'm not going to mince words here. Castlevania, the new animated series from Netflix, is total and complete shit. It's bad. It's very fucking bad. If the show was any longer than 4 episodes, I never would have finished it. Now, before you say that the reviews are great, let me just get the record straight. Everyone else is wrong. They are very fucking wrong. Despite how cool that title card is, and how much my mind is telling me the show should be amazing, it's seriously not. I'm baffled that anyone in their right mind would associate the word good with this trash. But here we are, let's begin. The most jarringly terrible part of this show is the animation. It's clearly inspired by anime, but does a pretty horrible job at showing any respect for the art form. Anytime characters make movements, it's as though someone forgot to finish animating the scene, and by scene I mean the whole show. Every painful scene of this looks like it was done in Flash by one person at 2 a.m. over the weekend before it was due to air. The lip flaps don't match, the faces are stilted, Trevor Belmont's beard looks like someone just drew an M that never ends. Every fight scene appears as though they just animate 3 frames, the beginning, the middle, and the end. Nothing else seems fluid. Everything else feels as though they just everything feels like a garbage. Okay, that's kind of written strangely. Yeah, everything feels like a garbage. That's how they wrote that. It's unfathomable that a powerhouse like Netflix can't muster up the cash to make this look even half as good as something like Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust, an American-Japanese anime venture also dealing with famous vampire, half-vampire characters that came out 17 goddamn years ago. Frederator, the animation studio primarily behind the series, is by no means terrible. They're just terrible for this particular project. Their previous work includes things like Fairly Odd Parents, Wow Wow Wubsy, Adventure Time, and Bravest Warriors. None of these are bad shows, but all of them have very specific art styles and are made for a largely similar audience, younger people. It doesn't believe they're ready for a transition of this magnitude, both in style and substance, and it shows up almost at every turn. There's so much here. At least Castlevania won't have any hentai adaptations. The show itself is one. Oh my god. Let's be fair, it's really only like Carmilla and... Yeah, Carmilla, even though she's the entire driving force behind the plot. Honestly though, like, just scrolling through this, I kind of agree. This show doesn't look very good at all. And on top of that, it's not good. I don't know what else to say. Congrats, Netflix. You fucked up. Castlevania Season 5, The Chronicles of Nathan Craves. No, leave him out of this. Anyways, like I was saying, if you really wanted to make an adaptation of a Netflix, or of Castlevania to Netflix, the show to do it with, or the game to do it with, is Aria of Sorrow. It has background lore that you can expand upon in later seasons if you want. It has an actual cast that interact with each other, actual villains, it has plot twists, it has an actually really good plot, in all honesty. And yeah, there's a few things about it that don't really quite add up, and don't really quite make sense. Looking at you, Eclipse Castle. But, I mean, whatever. It's understood that this is an adaptation of something, so having it be a little weird would be fine. And on top of that, it has a sequel. If you want to expand, just look to the sequel. You know, the sequel has its own cast of villains that are all fine. It's not the best plot, but it's, like, there. And, you know what, it has a cool-ass final battle. And I would love to see how Netflix would handle the ending of Aria, because not to spoil anything, but Aria gets insane towards the end. Holy shit. Dawn of Sorrow, too, in all honesty. Although people don't tend to like the final boss of Dawn of Sorrow all too much. Is there anyone else out there who's like, man, Castlevania is bad? Oh, look, the Metacritic. Bland, shallow, stupid, and pandering. In all 4 episodes, the hero kills just one monster. The hero spends 75% of the show's runtime beating up priests and common people, just like in the game, right? Not mentioning he does flee from entering Dracula's castle all the time, again, just like in the game, huh? Only that in the games, the first stage is entering the castle. Okay, to be fair, a lot of Castlevania 3 is entering the castle. It's like a half of it. But the fact that once they do get into the castle, it's just fucking one and done in there, you know, inexcusable. No inciting incident, the character does not show personality, none of them do. Church is evil for evil's sake, no motivation whatsoever, no good supporting cast, hero has no flaws, and on and on. Do yourself a favor, stop hyping things. If you don't press for quality and entertainment, they won't try to reach for it. See, the thing that bothers me the most about Netflix Castlevania, and the thing that drives me insane about it, is that they didn't fucking care about the castle. They spent 0 time in it. I think there were 2 episodes of the 8 episodes I watched in the castle. 2. A grand total of 2 in the castle. In an adaptation of a video game series about exploring castles. They had a whole cast of villains in that castle. A whole cast of them. And they used none of them. All of the fucking vampire generals just die, like, after getting, like, maybe 5 minutes of screen time. It just drives me insane. Like, what the fuck? Have them explore parts of the castle. Explore these villains. Show me who they really are. If you really want to, like, show off different cultures in the show, which I'm assuming is the reason why they made Isaac black for some reason, right? Utilize your vampire generals. They're from all over the world. Have an entire season dedicated to how that Japanese vampire works. Show off the fucking Scottish vampire a ton. Show off a bunch of people. But no, they spent 1 episode fighting in the entrance of the castle and 1 episode killing Dracula in the castle. And then it just ended. It just stopped. Said castle is explicitly stated to be in a constant physical flux. It's more like 10 castles. Honestly, yeah. They don't utilize that concept at all. To be fair, in Castlevania 3, they hadn't quite gotten there in the lore, so I'll give them the excuse that the castle wasn't quite a demon yet, you know? But that's still no excuse to make the castle a boring setting. There's nothing to that castle that's interesting. Nothing. It can move. Ooh, fancy. You know what other castle can move? Howl's. And that was a good movie. This is not a good show. So, you know. I've like been there, done that, in better media. Cool. The castle can teleport. Neat. How about we get into the whole the castle can regenerate thing, huh? And I've heard season 3 is, like, exceptionally awful. But I will not watch it. I will never watch it. That is not something I am even remotely interested in. I don't want to see them butcher my favorite characters anymore. The last thing I want to see is for them to push Isaac into a villain role and have him be, you know, not the same character that he was in Curse of Darkness. Because Isaac is a fun character in Curse of Darkness. Heard that season 3 is legitimately fucked up. Yeah, I've heard it's not good. I love the game so much. I love almost everything about them, but I cannot stand by that anime. I just can't. Like, ugh. And no one is ever going to play the Castlevania games, you know? After watching that show, no one will care. Because Castlevania is one of those series that's like how Dark Souls is, where it's known for being incredibly difficult and having a huge barrier for entry, which isn't even true of the Metroidvanias. Those things are actually pretty welcoming. Maybe the 3D ones, you know, those ones are kind of hard, but like the Game Boy Advanced and DS games, no, those are fine. Those are perfectly acceptable difficulty-wise. But no one will ever play the games. Because, I don't know, it's... The audience that the Netflix series is getting is not the audience that would play the games. And thus, they've taken over. All discussion about Castlevania now is about this stupid fucking Netflix show that I do not like. And I wish would actually just not exist anymore. Has anyone posted on the Castlevania subreddit about how bad this show is? Yeah, a couple of people have, it looks like. Season 3 has little to do with the games outside of names and places. Oh. Wait, okay, I didn't see any sex scenes. Did Season 3 add sex scenes? At the very least, I don't have Trevor making endless wisecracks and fourth wall breaks. I'm really into Castlevania, but they should never have changed the character designs. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, I would sit through Sonic Boom easier than I would sit through Castlevania. I still won't enjoy Sonic Boom, but at least occasionally I can get a chuckle out of Sonic Boom. Castlevania is just a boring drama. Season 3 is Sexvania? Alright. Well then, did not know about that. "10 things that make no sense about Castlevania Season 3. Well, this is a good article to just go through. Okay, one of them is tearing apart the opening scene for not being good. Okay, they're just talking about how character motivations stop making sense in Season 3. Oh, there's a new character named the Captain. Boat captain that takes Isaac across the sea is only known as the Captain. He isn't just someone named character, though. He might be into someone because he was voiced by Lance Reddick. Many might know him from the Fringe, The Wire, connected to the video games. Commander Zavala from Destiny. Point is, he's a big get that gets 2 episodes before disappearing. Cameos happen all the time. So it comes with no shock that he never comes back. But let's hope. Oh, okay, that was nothing. Isaac needs corpses? How does that not make sense? The show establishes that's how devil forging works in that universe. Which really bothers me, by the way. I don't think I need to go on about that. Devil forging is kind of stupid the way they handle it. Instead of being a system by which you can create brand new, like, golem-like demons that can grow and change as they fight alongside you, or hell, just fight themselves and absorb the essences of things around them to change their shape. They don't use any of that. Instead, they just kind of make them, oh, you hit the dead guy with the hammer and the demon goes in it. Like, okay. Okay. Strongly recommend you to watch Record of Lodoss War and think it's Castlevania. I might someday. I still have Hunter x Hunter to watch, though, so... Someone named the Judge shows up. I have no idea who the fuck that is. I'm sorry, Saint Germain shows up? I don't even need to check, like, if Google's going to give me the Netflix show character. Because that's all it'll give me, ever. That's all anyone fucking cares about. It's the fucking Netflix show. Okay, let me illustrate the crime here. Okay? This is Saint Germain from the anime. This is his real character design. Guys, really? You gotta at least try. Yeah, the time guy. Like, what the fuck? Who is Saint Germain? The new character in Netflix's Castlevania. Oh, he's not new. He's been around forever. What's really frustrating is this guy exists to set up some post-current Castlevania lore stuff that the series never got into. He exists to set up Galamoth, which we'll get into more in later games. Because Galamoth is a fun villain that we know nothing about. Looks like a mostly friendly homeless uncle. Castlevania cast looks like people you'd see in a porn show. It's because it is a porn show, though. Saint Germain's safety? He was a magician, but his age seems to have slowed him down a bit. He's not a fucking magician. He's a, like, time entity. What? Oh, Hector's character arc. Alright, time to read what Hector goes through in this. Considering this was the final stream for Curse of Darkness, so might as well see what our good friend Hector, you know, like, defeater of Dracula, slayer of Isaac, fucker of Isaac's sister. Oh, and ally to Belmont, of course. Our good old friend Isaac, what he's up to. This season of Castlevania suffered from Game of Thrones-itis. That is to say, there were a lot of subplots happening around the main focus of Trevor and Sypha's exploits. Most of these diversions filled in the gaps and were interesting except for two characters, Alucard and Hector. For Hector, this includes Carmilla and the other vampire sisters. All that needed to be shown was that they were planning something and Hector was involved. Going back to them constantly felt like a waste of time, especially since the sisters did nothing besides trick Hector. Wow, they did nothing with him! If you're not going to use Hector, then why introduce him? Why bother? How does hell work? Oh. Oh. Okay, so apparently one of the final shots of the season is Dracula and Lisa hugging in hell. And you have no idea how infuriating that is. Reminds me of how Omega was in Forces for all of 5 seconds after Tails revived him. Oh, don't worry. We'll talk about the timeline once we get to the end of the series. But, okay. Let's talk about Lisa for a moment. Lisa is not a character that ever gets direct screen time in the entirety of the Castlevania canon. Ever. Lisa is a background motivator for specifically Dracula and Alucard. Lisa is the character motivation behind the conflict between the father and son. We never see her directly. We see a succubus disguised as her. We never see her. We never speak to her. The only way we ever hear her last words is when Alucard says them. So, this idea that Lisa is a character that they need to come back to, or hell, this idea that Lisa is a character that they needed to introduce in the first place, is stupid. Lisa is not a character in Castlevania. Lisa is a motivator. And yet, she has a major role in the first season of the show. Not so much of a one in the second season, but a major, role in the first season. Which already fundamentally changes the nature of Dracula and Alucard's characters. Giving Lisa her own character motivation and her own, entire speech that she can say. Not only, if they ever make it to Symphony, which I doubt they will, not only does that take away from Alucard's final lines to Dracula during the ending of the game, it takes away from Dracula speaking to Alucard immediately after that, and it takes away from their negative relationship between each other. And the idea that Lisa would not only be in hell, like they're saying here in the Netflix show, but would be accepting of her former husband in hell, is also stupid. The final line, or no, not the final line, but one of the final lines Alucard ever says to Dracula is, "Trouble the soul of my mother no longer." As in, Alucard's mother, Lisa, does not like what happened after the events of Castlevania 3, essentially. Anytime from there onwards. And on top of that, if Dracula is in hell with his wife, apparently content to stay there, then he can never come back. Dracula never rests in peace in the series. As we discovered tonight through Aria of Sorrow, the only way people ever got him to go away is by completely obliterating his soul. What the fuck are the writers doing? Who the fuck wrote this? Who wrote this goddamn show? Did Warren Ellis play Castlevania? No. I'm not finding anything. I think they should fight the corrupt people than chasing a vampire all the time. I mean, yeah? I really hate the setting in that show. I really hate it. Oh well. It's awful. Apparently we're getting season 4 soon, and I don't fucking care. Oh, no, yeah, no, he didn't play it. It's true that Castlevania writer-creator Warren Ellis has never played the game his Netflix show is named after. Here's an idea, right? And we should apply this to everything. Alright. Walk in on day one of your new writing job. Uh, we told you that you're writing Castlevania here. Yeah? Well, have you played the games? No? Alright, you're fired. Let's bring in a writer who's played the games. It's that simple. Same thing with Sonic Boom. Same thing with current Sonic games, honestly. If you don't want cigarettes, you should shut down the industry than to keep hitting people that are smoking cigarettes. Is that supposed to be a metaphor for the church and killing them? Because the demons did a good enough job about that. I don't know. I don't know too much about the church in that show. I didn't pay attention. The church is not an entity in Castlevania, really. We only see people that are there, quote, from the church, but they're there in title alone. That's just their excuse to be in the castle at all. How do you expect to adapt something you not only have zero experience with, but no interest in experiencing? Fucking exactly. Why give writing jobs to people who do not care about the job? If I had my fucking way, I would have fired Warren Ellis in a goddamn heartbeat. Like, oh, have you played the games? No. Do you plan on playing the games? No. You're fired. That simple. Bring in someone who actually knows what they're fucking doing. Yeah, no, just delete one of the main protagonists because I don't like his name. Who cares that Grant is a character that rounds out the main cast and has an arc? Who cares? It doesn't matter. No one will notice. Like, Castlevania, you see Dracula adjusting to peace. It was control freaks that was started the conflict. I mean, we never see how that conflict starts in Castlevania. We never know why Lisa is burned at the stake. And that's an important thing that we don't know. It leaves it up to question. It makes you wonder. It's just really frustrating that this Netflix show had so much potential to adapt a series that I loved, and it fucking threw the license on the floor and spat on it. She's burned because people declared her as a witch? Yeah, but that's in the anime. I don't fucking care about the Netflix show. No, we never figured it out in the games. And again, that ties into the idea that Lisa is not a character, she's a driving force. She's the reason why Alucard is the way he is. Because let's not forget, it's kind of strange that Alucard, who is a vampire, is opposed to his father, who is also a vampire. And it's not only a vampire, he is the vampire. Like, it's very odd. And yet, the Netflix show just decides, we need to show her. They spend an entire episode dedicated to her. We didn't need to know who Lisa was. Because she's a non-issue. That is an entire wasted episode. You could have spent that episode setting up Alucard, a character who had no fucking build-up. He just kind of shows up and fights with Trevor. And that's it. He is not a character who even gets all too much development in the first 2 seasons. I don't care about Season 3. I'll never care about Season 3. I think it would make more sense if Alucard wanted to kill humanity and not Dracula, since Dracula should be more wise. Here's the thing. Dracula is also not really a character. He's a force, as far as Castlevania is concerned. Dracula represents humanity's call to evil. We can see that being displayed in his opening speech in Symphony. We can see that being displayed in Rondo of Blood. We can see that being displayed in Curse of Darkness. And hell, we can see that being displayed in, like, all over Aria of Sorrow. He is not a character as well. Which, it's hard. I will admit, it is difficult to make a series where its main villain is not a character who you ever speak to until the ending. It's hard to make something like that interesting. However, that does not mean there are no villains in Castlevania, because there are plenty of them. There's Elizabeth Bartley, who was a villain from Bloodlines. We have the Lacard sisters, I believe they are. From Portrait of Ruin. We have fucking, who else? We have an unnamed character, an Aria of Sorrow, who I do not know, or do not want to spoil who it is. I think it would make more sense if I... Oh yeah, I already read that. I thought I saw the chat scroll, but it was just something on my computer popping up. Anyways, let's see. What other villains are there? Oh yeah, fucking Carmilla. Just use Carmilla. Like, it's pretty easy. Here's an idea. How about we more direct, like, change the script of the show. More directly adapt the plot of Curse of Darkness. Have Isaac be your main villain. Have him create the army of monsters. And have a now washed up Trevor who has had nothing to do in recent years except train, sort of just approach the castle and meet up with, who knows, maybe you can include Sypha if you want. You can include, like, a child Belmont that I don't think we ever see. I don't know who Trevor's direct descendants are. You could have Hector then approach the castle and have that be sort of a B plot, and then have them intersect and have them travel through the castle together, and have a big focus on the exploration elements of the castle, and have a big focus on the different kind of monsters that Isaac's making. Have Isaac make more appearances. Hell, throw in Legion. Make him fun. You know? Like... And then end the series with, like... And you can even have Alucard show up if you want. You know? End the series with an appearance of Dracula. And then have Dracula be this big force of darkness, like he's supposed to be. Have him consume Isaac's soul like normal. And then end the show. And if you really want to do a sequel, you jump forward in time. You jump to the next game in the timeline. There. And now it doesn't even feel like Grant was cut out. Because he didn't even need to be there in the first place. Hell, Sypha didn't even need to be there. And then you get more of the castle, you get more monster fights, you get more character interactions from a more diverse cast that come from more interesting backgrounds than, grr, we all hate Dracula. You know? Like, you could give Isaac sort of a conflicted feeling. You could make him be like, I don't know, Dracula was my former master. I don't know how to feel about all this. I don't know how to feel about what he's become. I don't know how to feel about my partner Isaac being this monster now. I don't know how to feel about being forced to regain my devil forging powers. Like, you could really get into Hector's head. Meanwhile, Hector just isn't fucking used in the Netflix show, as it currently is. So... that show is just inexcusable. It's an insult. Oh my god. I don't understand why this show gets so much praise. I really don't. I mean, I know why. because, you know, it's written like popcorn entertainment, you know? Whatever. It's trash. I don't need to go back to it. Anyways, it's currently like past 12:30 for me, so it's getting pretty late. So, let's see. What's happening ahead of time? More Castlevania on Monday night. Sonic Advance 3 on Tuesday night. Hopefully we won't hit any more technical problems with that one. And... is that all? I think that's it. I think that's everything. Incorporating a recap for the viewers, making it flow naturally into the dialogue is probably harder than it sounds. Hunter x Hunter is, like, decent at it. Typically, their recap is just showing a few scenes from the last episode, and then before the opening plays, they'll play a couple new scenes. Typically, like, let's just say the ending of, like, one episode was, the main character, Gon, is, like, trying to, like, steal an apple or something like that, right? And the ending of one episode is that he leaps forward, or he says, "I'm going to grab that apple," and then he leaps forward and he grabs the apple. The next episode might start with Gon saying, "I'm gonna grab that apple," followed by, like, him jumping to grab the apple, right? But there's, like, a few cuts there, so it's a bit shorter, like, than before. And then when he grabs the apple, it'll be like someone shows up there and, like, hits him or something like that to stop him from taking the apple. Like, that's just an example of how they do it. Tales in Sonic Chronicles can act like Sonic doesn't know things about his own life, depending on what you ask. Yeah, I don't think Sonic Chronicles is the ideal situation to have something like that. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. The Chaos Emeralds are powerful gems, Sonic. Remember when you had all the Chaos Emeralds? You used them to become Super Sonic. A+ fucking dialogue right there. Thank you, Tails. But yeah, it is currently past 12:30 for me. So I have to get up kind of early tomorrow, so I'm going to be going to bed pretty soon. Castlevania will be resuming on Monday night. And I think that's it. Emerald as the Gizmo we met a while back, like Tails, just Tails. Oh. Oh, Tails. I think he's more than that. Emerald's a good boy, I swear. Anyways, that's going to be it from me tonight. So thank you for enjoying the ending of Curse of Darkness for me, and for joining me on Aria of Sorrow. And that's going to be it for now. Good night, everybody.